I hate that I have to keep making this same video, but anti-Masonic sentiment online is getting worse. And in some cases, people who are opposed to Freemasonry are becoming violent. We've seen arson, fire bombings, a shooting, a man was murdered. Here on this channel, in the comments section, I get threats pretty much every day. Now, YouTube filters those out so you don't see them, but if I were to show them on screen, it would result in this video getting pulled from YouTube, so I can't show it. And we as Masons, we can't be quiet about the anti-Masonic lies anymore. So in this video, we're going to explore one of the main reasons why so many people think Masonry is somehow evil. If you're not a Mason, make sure you watch all the way through this video and then double check our facts. And if you are a Mason, make sure you watch to the end so you can arm yourself to have those important conversations with anti-Masons. Stay tuned. I'm Maynard Edwards, 33rd degree. Welcome to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry channel. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can stay on top of all the latest Masonic myth busting that we do here on the channel. Behind this wall are the mortal remains of Albert Pike, one of the past Grand Commanders of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite. If you Google Albert Pike and Freemasonry, you will likely come up with a bunch of different quotes, and one of them is this quote.
To you, Sovereign Grand Inspector General, we say this, and you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be by all of us initiates of the high degrees, maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. Yes, Lucifer is God.
This quote is supposedly from a speech given by Grand Commander Pike to a confederation of 23 Supreme Councils, and this quote was reported by a woman named Diana Vaughan. And this quote seems absolutely damning to Freemasonry. But here's the thing, Albert Pike never said those words in any setting or any context, and there was never any such confederation of Supreme Councils. And here's the biggest one, there was never anyone named Diana Vaughan. All of this is part of the Taxil Hoax, a 19th century hoax crafted by a man whose life was defined by sensationalism, lies, and scandal. His name was Léo Taxil, and his lies continue to fuel anti-Masonic sentiment even 150 years later. Léo Taxil, born Marie Joseph Gabrielle Antoine Hogand Pages in 1854 in Marseille, France, was no stranger to controversy. As a young boy, he was sent to a Jesuit seminary where his relationship with the Catholic Church began. However, something changed during his time at the seminary, causing him to turn against the Church in a big way and leading him to embrace an anti-clerical and very scandalous writing career. Taxil became infamous for his obscene publications targeting the Roman Catholic Church. He thrived on sensationalism, pushing the boundaries of what was acceptable, often getting into legal trouble. But his controversial writings sold well, earning him a notorious reputation and a pretty penny. In 1881, Léo Taxil, now somewhat infamous, joined a Masonic lodge in France, but he was quickly expelled once he became an entered apprentice. The reasons for his expulsion are not entirely clear, but what is known is that Freemasonry became the next target for Léo Taxil's scandalous writing. In early 1855, Taxil underwent a public conversion back to Catholicism, claiming that he wanted to repent for his anti-Catholic works. To get on the Church's good side, Taxil produced a series of publications claiming that Freemasonry was involved in Satanism and ritual murder. Taxil spun an ongoing, very wild tale of a secret Masonic order known as the Palladium Rite, which, according to Taxil, engaged in devil worship, human sacrifice, fetish sex, and all kinds of other grotesque practices. One of Taxil's most infamous works was titled The Devil in the 19th Century, and introduced the figure of Diana Vaughan, a supposed former high priestess of the Palladium Rite. She had converted to Catholicism after repenting her sins. Taxil claimed that Diana Vaughan had once been betrothed to a demon and participated in Masonic rituals alongside prominent Freemasons, including Albert Pike. He was one of the most well-known Freemasons of the time. Taxil wrote that Pike was the sovereign Grand Pontiff of Freemasonry, and there's no such position. He also alleged that Pike ordered Diana Vaughan to desecrate the Catholic faith and use Catholic icons in an obscene way in some kind of satanic ritual. But according to the story, Diana Vaughan flat refused to do this. She repented and fled the clutches of Freemasonry into the arms of the Catholic Church. Léo Taxil then started using Albert Pike as one of the central figures in his fictitious Palladium Rite for two main reasons. One, Pike was a pretty big name in Freemasonry, so going after somebody with a big target, you get a lot of attention. And two, Pike died in 1891, so he wasn't able to defend himself against any of these allegations. By the mid-1890s, much of the Catholic Church had been whipped into a frenzy regarding Freemasonry, and they fully embraced Taxil's false tales. They even organized anti-Masonic congresses to help expose the so-called evils of Freemasonry, but there weren't any. Soon, the public, though, they wanted to hear directly from Diana Vaughan. She was the main character in Taxil's anti-Masonic writing, after all. They wanted to hear from her directly. Even the church, which had a very vested interest in Léo Taxil's anti-Masonic nonsense, started to doubt whether or not Diana Vaughan actually existed. So, in 1897, Léo Taxil finally consented to appear at a special conference in Paris where many expected to hear from the mysterious Diana Vaughan herself. Instead, Taxil took to the stage and confessed that the entire story was a grand hoax. He admitted to creating the fabrication purely for amusement and for profit. He was getting even with both the church and the Freemasons in one fell swoop and getting a little bit rich in the process. He wrote an entire confession, and it was fully printed in a Parisian newspaper called Le Frondeur on April 25, 1897, under the title 12 Years Under the Banner of the Church, The Prank of Palladiism. You can read the entire confession at the link in the description to this video. Even though they were proven to be complete lies, the power of Léo Taxil's hoax and all of his lies still persist and haunt Freemasonry. Here's an example. In 1933, a New York socialite and conspiracy theorist named Edith Starr Miller, going by the name Lady Queensborough, published her book, Occult Theocracy. Now, this book heavily plagiarized Léo Taxil and a lot of other anti-Masonic sources. And it was all just made-up nonsense, proven many times over. But again, people still continue to believe it. In fact, throughout the 20th century and into the modern era, anti-Masons are still using those same false quotes they've taken from Léo Taxil, and they try and pass them off online as real quotes. Some anti-Masons will attach this fake Lucifer is God quote that we heard at the beginning of the video directly to Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma. And the minute you see someone in the comments saying Morals and Dogma says that Albert Pike says that Lucifer's the god of Freemasonry, it proves they just did a Google search and didn't read any real sources connected to Freemasonry, and they certainly didn't pick up Morals and Dogma, which, by the way, is available in the library. It's also available in the Kindle store, and you can go and search for yourself and see that these quotes just are not real. The Taxil hoax can serve as a reminder to all of us, Masons and non-Masons, of the importance of critical thinking and the dangers of just blindly accepting sensationalized claims. As we've seen, even when a lie is completely exposed, it can still take on a life of its own and cause damage for many, many years to come. So if you're a Mason, it's really important that when you see those comments, you set the record straight as often as possible to help combat these lies. In some cases, our very lives are at risk. Now, we don't need to be drawn into an argument with every tinfoil hat-wearing internet troll, but we do need to call out lies in the comments when we see them. And if you don't like Freemasonry, that's completely fine. But you can't claim the moral high ground over our fraternity while at the same time using known lies and hoaxes to bolster your position. A lie is still a lie, whether you made it up or whether you Googled it and cut and pasted it into the comments section. It's still a lie, making you one of the liars. If you don't like Freemasonry, it's very simple. Just don't become a Freemason. I promise we won't come looking for you. And I invite you to verify everything that we have said in this video from other sources, which are readily available online and in the library. I'm Maynard Edwards. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, smash that like button, and subscribe. Help us keep debunking these false claims against our gentle craft. Thanks for watching.